Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Oak Grove podcast series. In this series, we're talking with some of our older adults about their wisdom of their lived experience and how it's shaped their faith. I'm Krisy Kuo, Director of Senior Adult Ministry here at Oak Grove, and I'm here with Barbara Adams. She's a longtime member of the Oak Grove community and is a faithful participant, and she's here most days of the week, actually. She's here every Sunday for Sunday school, and she's here most Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, some Fridays, and probably Saturday too. So Barbara.
Yes.
What we like to do first is have you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got here.
I'm a widow. I have 3 daughters. I have 8 grandkids and 2 great-grandkids. And the way we came to Oak Grove was my oldest daughter, when she was in the 7th grade, she wanted to sing in the youth choir here at Oak Grove, and you couldn't do it unless you were a member of this church. So we'd been going back and forth to Druid Hills Methodist, for years. And so that was when we decided to change and come to Oak Grove. And we've never been sad about doing that. It was good. It was a good move. Yeah.
For the youth choir.
Yeah.
And your husband was Floyd. Is that right?
Right.
How long were you married?
51 years,
wow.
I think.
And I did a little bit of digging. You've actually been part of the Oak Grove community for about 56 and a half years.
Okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And your kids grew up here.
Right.
And the music ministry is something that still draws a lot of youth and people to this community.
Yeah.
There's youth choir. We have children's choirs all the way from pre-K up to 5th grade, where the youth choir takes over at 6th grade. We have handbell choirs. We have an orchestra. We even have a modern worship choir that Atticus Hicks has started.
Right.
And John Cowden, our leader of traditional music here at Oak Grove, if you want to get involved, you can always reach out to John or Atticus or Scott Stewart, who leads our orchestra.
And we have the daytime
choir. The afternoon choir.
The afternoon choir, yes. Yeah.
Which you are involved in.
Right.
And I recently joined.
Yes, you did.
It's a lot of fun.
Glad. Yeah.
Yeah. So music is a big part of what drew you to Oak Grove. That's great. And your daughters, do they live locally now? Are they around?
I have one in Tennessee, one in Cobb County, and one not too far from here. Her name's Karen, and the church has been so wonderful to her because of her cancer diagnosis and good friends, which makes it special.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
So you're involved in the afternoon choir.
Right.
What other things are you involved with?
Needles and Prayers.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Needles and Prayers. What is that?
We meet on the 3rd Thursday morning from 10 until 12. And we make little hats for the cab. And then there's...
For the babies in the nursery at the cab.
And then there's these crosses that we make for our ministers that visit, and they can take one to them, and it has the Needles and Prayers on the side and a little bit of what it says about them. We have Lunch Bunch, which I do the decorating for.
Yeah.
And of course, we mentioned the choir.
I am so grateful for Barbara decorating the tables, because if it weren't for her, it was up to me.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. We have on the first Sunday of each month, we have communion.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
You go to Wednesday night communion.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we do supper, midweek supper, which is a great thing we do throughout the school year.
And then there's something always after supper. Somebody's leading a discussion that, brings us to that. And that's one of the reasons I love Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Is that we have those studies after the supper.
Tuesday morning Bible study.
I've gone to that. I've gone to that. Yeah. There are endless things to do at Oak Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And I live in my own home. So this kind of keeps me coming to Oak Grove, because I don't live in assisted living, in other words. So this is my assisted living.
Yeah, it's almost like your extended family.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And on Thursdays after Needles and Prayers, and every Thursday I think we
make sandwiches for the homeless. And
tell us about that ministry a little bit.
I've never been downtown to deliver the food, which I've been advised I should go.
Yeah.
But we meet around 12:30 here at the church, and the supplies are already here. Warren gets those. And so we just put it together, and we put 3 different sandwiches and potato chips and cookies and drinks and tangerines And then once in a while, we'll put socks in there.
Mm.
And we always have things that, like books that we've torn the pages out and put them together with a devotional. It's a really good thing. And then we put it all together so that Virginia and them, all they have to do is just take it down there the next day.
Yeah. So Virginia Sowell, another member, she's involved in the mobile soup kitchen where they take the food down to Mercy Church, which is really not a building, but it's really just a congregation for unhoused people in Atlanta. Yeah. So you're part of the Seekers Sunday school class, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
We're struggling to keep alive because we have, we're older and a lot of members are not with us anymore.
Yeah.
But we're managing, and we have good teachers. We have different teachers each Sunday, and we'd always love for people to join us. So,
well, I'll tell you that Sunday school that Sunday school class has such a great reputation. And every time I go visit people, whether they're in a retirement home or assisted living, almost all of them talk about the Seeker Sunday school class and how they're really family to them. That, anytime something happens to somebody or somebody's ill, the members of the Seeker Sunday school class really come together.
They really do. And they they're going to see Barbara Woolard and take one of these little crosses for her.
Yeah. Started the refugee mission with her husband.
Yeah. That's right.
I think that you are also involved with a group that visits, the outreach group that visits people.
We visit and we call people and we send cards. It's really interesting, the information that you get back from people when you send them a card. It's really wonderful. Yeah. And it even encourages them to get in touch with you, which is really special. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it that way, that when you reach out to somebody, it sort of opens the door for them to feel comfortable.
And you just, reaching out to you get more out of it by giving than you do if you don't do anything. So it's just really a good feeling to get out there and help those who are less fortunate than we are, so.
We have this ministry here at Oak Grove called Lay Ministry.
Right.
And there's a short little training program, but Reverend Melissa Keim Hall sort of coordinates that. And you go through a training, you can visit people, you can send cards. We call this caring cards or caring calls if you'd like to call people. So that's one really easy and meaningful way to get involved in some of the work that Oak Grove does.
And believe me, you get more out of it than the person you're doing for.
I can also vouch for that. Yeah. You leave after a visit feeling fulfilled and like you've learned something.
Exactly.
So there's a theme that I'm noticing in all the things that you've talked about that you're involved with in Oak Grove, and that theme is compassion. We're in a sermon series talking about spiritual pathways, and one of those themes in spiritual pathways is compassion. When I've thought about compassion in the past and who are compassionate members, your name is at the top of that list. So
you're special.
Would you tell us a little bit about what compassion means to you?
Compassion means reaching out to those who are less fortunate than I am. And believe me, like I said, when you do that and you see the response, it makes you want to do more. So I just went to see a friend this past week. I took them soup and cornbread. And she's one that's been just staying in the house and sitting in a chair and not really wanting to do anything or have anybody come to see her. And that day we just clicked it off and I stayed over an hour with her. It was wonderful because she's a longtime friend of mine.
Yeah, I'm sure she felt seen and loved.
Oh, yeah, she enjoyed it. And that was a first for a long time.
Tell us about a time when you have been the recipient of works of compassion.
My third daughter was born with a disability. It was a feeding disability, so we could not leave her with anybody. We had to take care of her. Friends that we'd had forever were so good, we'd go and do things, and we had to take her with us, and that was just fine with them. So that was one time in my life that I felt really the touching of others, and it was wonderful. They understood.
Yeah. And you mentioned your daughter Karen too, and her
yeah.
cancer diagnosis,
Right.
and how this community has really
They have.
lifted her up. And
I never realized how many friends Karen had until this happened. And she's a very outgoing person, so I knew that there were people out there that really cared about her. But, you know, her friends and Oak Grove Church and the community have just stepped up and just been wonderful to her and her family.
And to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think seeing that outpouring as her mother, you know. What has showing compassion, what has it taught you?
It really has taught me to look for people who need people. And in doing that, it just seems to grow. You just have to reach out and look for people. You get much more out of it than you give, is what I'm trying to say. You know?
It gives me eyes to see and ears to hear.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it, yes.
This is a tough question.
Okay.
Has there been a time where it was challenging to show compassion?
Yeah.
And how did you handle that?
I just pray a lot.
Yeah.
And hope the good Lord will help me get through it.
Flipping the script a little bit about compassion, what about self-compassion? How do you show compassion for yourself and take care of Barbara? Because clearly you have taken care of yourself.
I've been blessed. I've been really blessed, you know. And so, I mean, I get up every morning and have a good breakfast, and I don't go out and walk and do exercises, but I do get up and walk, and I have stairs in my house. So that helps me.
Helps.
And I try to keep busy. And like I said, Oak Grove helps me do that.
Yeah.
I have places to go. I don't just sit in the house and think about things, you know. And I do keep my doctor's appointments and do things that will help me.
Yeah.
Will help me.
And you participated in the Tai Chi class,
Yeah,
the Tai Chi
did.
for Health that we had.
Until
you got sick.
Yeah. And I couldn't do that anymore, but I'm so thankful we had that.
We'll host another series of Tai Chi classes here in the fall.
But that was wonderful. We appreciate what the church does for us.
Yeah. Another way that I see you taking care of yourself is kind of by being involved.
Yeah. Definitely.
And staying social and interacting with people.
Definitely.
And that is a really important for your...
That's what keeps me going.
Yeah. It's important for well-being to...
exactly.
To stay involved.
Yeah.
How has compassion informed your faith? How has your faith informed your compassion? I guess that could go both ways.
You know, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior when I was 13 years old in a small little church in Madisonville, Tennessee. And it's just been a real special part of my life. If I didn't have my faith in this church and my friends, I mean, friends are important, and things to do, I don't know. And I don't know whether that's answering your question or not, but that's my feelings, you know.
Yeah. So. You and I have talked in the past about, you know, the example that Jesus set in his ministry of showing compassion for those underserved and sort of overlooked.
And in the scriptures, it tells us how much he did for them and us now, you know. So he's a big part of, I think, anyone who's a Christian in this world.
Yeah.
Sees us and leads us.
Mm-hmm. So following in the example of Jesus' ministry, what barriers do you see in today's world for showing compassion?
I think we need to come together in this country. We're divided, and I don't know that will happen in my lifetime, but I hope it will for everybody else, because I really think we need to pray about that a lot, and don't know what I can do about it, but pray.
Yeah, if we listen to each other.
But we need to come together.
The wisdom. I know you have a lot of wisdom. The wisdom part. You always crinkle your forehead when I say that. But it's true. What wisdom would you give to the younger generation about showing compassion? Or if they said, how can I be a more compassionate person? What would you say to that person?
Well, you need to look for it and reach out for it and get involved. So you have those people that you can see the need and do something about it. And I think our youth in this church are a perfect example. We've just got a wonderful wonderful group of young people and what they do. And I mean, they show up here for everything, which is wonderful.
So that's true. They're going to Hinton Rural Life Center, led by C.J. Lord and Hannah Kane. Our dedicated,
wonderful leaders.
They're so great.
Yeah.
So that's one way. The youth are already doing a lot of great outreach and mission work. They go to Trinity once a month to help serve supper there. They have been on international mission trip in this past year that was really based on building relationships.
And they enjoyed it so much.
Yeah,
they want to go back.
The stories, We've recently done intergenerational tech help desk where the youth, that was really fun. So there's lots of ways that youth have been compassionate and shown. So there's lots of ways to get involved.
That's right.
In some of the mission outreach things that we do here. So last but not least, how do you hope that Oak Grove will continue to grow as a compassionate community? What ways do you see looking forward?
Well, we can certainly do what we've been doing, and we just need to add to it. And I think sometimes we may reach out at first, but we need to continue reaching out to people who are less fortunate than we are. Like we have a list in our group that we give each person a list of people to look to and to, take charge of. And maybe that is to continue with that list to and see how it grows. But we just need to follow through, I guess, and do for others continuously. We may call once in a while, but we just need to do it more often, I guess.
Well, Barbara, this has been a really fun conversation. If you're looking for ways to get involved in any kind of outreach ministry here at Oak Grove, we have lots of ways. You can contact anyone on our staff, or Reverend Melissa Keim Hall, or myself, Krisy Kuo. And we can get you connected to all kinds of things.
That's right. Yeah. And you just need to look for it.
Look for it. The eyes to see.
That's right.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next podcast series.
Thank you for asking me.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Thank you for agreeing to it.